making a quick video discussing Terence Crawford's defense going into this fight with Canelo Alvarez. A lot of people don't know it, but Terence Crawford has some of the best defense in boxing right now, and probably, if not the best boxing, outside of a guy like Shakur Stevenson. But with the type of fights he's been having recently, his defense is still high, and we'll go through that on these tables that I got set up. And first off, with the Jeff Horn fight, they have this 6.4 punches per round, and this is landed. So that gives you a idea of what kind of punches these guys are landing. 7 punches, 6 punches per round being landed. It's not that many punches. That's only about 2 punches a round. To land, that's not really a busy performance. And that's kind of equal to what the performances people been kind of complaining about recently. That's how bad that performance is actually when you're comparing those to a regular fight between a lot of other people. But we'll get to that fight in a minute as far as Jeff Horn and all that stuff. I'm just giving the people an idea. But on this table with the Avanesian fight back in 2022, before Terence Crawford fought Earl Spence, Avanesian had a connect rate of 17%. Only landed 5% on the jab, 22% power shots. And that's not a lot. On the power shots, that's a pretty good number against a guy like Crawford, but on the jab, very low. Very low. And it's probably for a guy like Avanesian that throws them, but for him to throw them a lot, probably higher than average, and to land that many, 5%, that shows how good Crawford is, especially when he's locked in. In the Earl Spence fight, Earl Spence was doing very well as far as landing. I don't think a lot of people had issues with him landing shots. It was more so the aggression and everything else that people seen. But he landed 20% of his jab. So Earl Spence was working his jab pretty well. And in the power shots, looks like it was around 11%. Oh, that was 20% overall. I'll take that back, my bad. 20% overall on Earl Spence's punches and 11% on the jab. It's higher than Avanesian, but still low. Yeah, I'll take that back. The power punches is not on there. For Postall, high though. Look how high it is for Postall. And Crawford said Postall gave him issues. 34% with Postall. And then Crawford was 59% on the power punches. Postall was 34%. Crawford was 59%. So I don't know if he was trying to prove a point in that fight. Like I've said before, he's had some fights where he just try to walk through certain shots. He doesn't even try to block a lot of punches. And in that fight, had to be a point proven. And you see with the Ricky Burns, 13% against Crawford's 26%. Said Ricky Burns was a very tough fight for him. People said, oh, Ricky Burns, who is that? That guy's not good. As you see in the stats back up what Crawford was saying with the difficulty of those styles. As long as he knows what his weaknesses were and he was able to clean those up, that's the only thing that stands out to me in those fights. But with Ndongo, which was a pretty easy fight for him, Ndongo had a lot of power though. Ndongo was 18% accuracy, higher than Ricky Burns and Avanesian. Against Crawford's 35%. And then most of his opponents, Crawford's opponents, only land 7 punches per round. That's 10 fewer than average. 10 fewer than average. So that's a pretty big deal. But I'm gonna skip ahead to this chart right here that people are definitely not gonna like me going over, but I'm gonna pull this up. Just want to give an idea. I didn't really want to compare. I just wanted to compare to somebody who's defensive. This is the easy comparison I could make. Got a common opponent coming up, so only made sense. Opponent connect percentage. They got Floyd at 16% for his career. Terence Crawford 17 to 20%. As we've seen just recently, 17 to 20% as they're throwing in, with Earl Spence being the highest with that 20%. Jabs absorbed 2.8 per round. Crawford 2 to 2.5 per round. We know that with power punches, Floyd was only taking 5 per round. Crawford takes 5 to 6 per round. And Floyd has that quick twitch, so you know that plays a huge part in him having the edge a lot with that defense. That quick twitch he has is just different. But not saying that Terence Crawford is Floyd Mayweather or anything, but Terence Crawford is Terence Crawford. He ain't no regular boxer. I don't know if anybody knows that by now, but he ain't one of these regular guys walking around. He's not your average boxer. He's one of them guys now. Like how you look at Floyd and everybody else, and Shane Mosley as the greats, he's one of them now. Already, no matter what happens. So yeah, he's on that level. It's a switch hitter, distance control, sharp counters. Floyd has a shoulder roll, Philly shell, single stance. But Floyd's slick, elusive, and lateral. That's definitely something I would say the difference between him and Crawford. Crawford can be that way, but just naturally, Floyd is just slick, lateral, elusive. Gonna have a different kind of approach than what Crawford would have. Crawford is angular, smart footwork, less constant movement. Exactly. Less constant movement. He doesn't have the same kind of movement, switches it around. A lot of different things. Crawford has good control of the ring. High IQ, shoulder roll, head off line. This is for Floyd Mayweather. We already know how the shoulder roll was. The head is always off the line for Floyd. A lot of guys usually catch him when he's in the shell and doesn't have like too many ways to move around. But it's only been rare though. You had to be a different kind of guy, like how Mosley was able to do. But that was rare in Floyd's career. But as far as with Terence Crawford, hands mid to high, varies with stance, range base. As far as their counter punching, Floyd is immediate, precision base. Immediate counter punches. So you know when Canelo was able to go in and throw a shot, Floyd would be right back. Boom, boom, boom. Be precise too. But with Terence Crawford, they say reactive, trap-based. Now think about that. Now precision-based and trap-based. I'm glad they said that. Because Canelo sets a lot of traps when he does these knockouts. But Crawford, he sets traps. Like Amir Khan was alluding to, he sets traps throughout the whole fight. To where you're thinking, okay, that jab's gonna be there. Then when it's not there, you're thinking, okay, that other punch that I had earlier is gonna be there. Then it's not there. You're like, man, what's going on? Crawford setting a lot of traps throughout the fight. Punishing, counter-punching. The punishing, counter-punching. Like I said to a lot of people, go watch Felix Diaz. I posted it on the community channel, on my community page. Go watch Felix Diaz versus Terence Crawford, gold medalist, step in the ring, and Terence Crawford finished the guy. Same trainer that had Israel Majamal. He had Felix Diaz. I'm gonna make another video about that later on. So Joel Diaz, the guy who's been criticizing Terence Crawford, heavily criticizing Terence Crawford, and also Devin Haney recently. He's had two guys that Terence Crawford and basically almost finished their careers. I know Diaz, he did. Majamal, we gotta see, but from what I've seen recently, there's a lot of people overlooking it. It's good. He's trying to get back to being the same that he was before he fought Crawford. It's serious right now. Some real stuff going on right now. They say the risk profile, low risk, priority on clean rounds. They're saying that as far as the risk, first Crawford, not Crawford, but Mayweather, of any kind of danger. Yeah, it's a lot of danger in Floyd. They're not gonna put it on there, but the counters and everything for him is a risk. The risk for me would they say moderate for Crawford. I would say moderate for Floyd and high for Terence Crawford, because Terence Crawford's been knocking out everybody, finishing everybody. If he ain't finishing you, you still ain't walking out the ring sane. It's just the risk is high. Like, as far as the defense, I don't know how higher you can get, because a lot of this stuff is leading to knockouts. Moderate takes risks to find counters. Yeah. And we have one more on here. Where's it at? Oh yeah, that's everything we went through. Everything we went through. But that's, as far as the defense, man, you should have an idea of how Terence Crawford is on this defense, but he's the real deal. Real deal. A lot of people are not expecting him to be a defensive guy that's dangerous, but he's dangerous with the defense. It's gonna be hard to hit him. Even Amir Khan said recently, it's easy to hit Canelo. I couldn't hit Terence Crawford. It's hard to hit Terence Crawford. But that's all I got, man. Like and subscribe.